we have a lot to see from this Wales roster, which could be so good, but could just fall apart if nothing links properly.
Well, we are on to the Rift then for Game 1, the first game of the Vietnamese Championship Series Summer Split. Team Wales against AS Esports. Wales over on the blue sides as the colours of the whales, the colours of the ocean would suggest. And I'm really looking at this Cassidy because once we get to level 16, 2T is going to be a monster. 2T as well, let's not forget, Rookie of Spring Split.
Absolutely, and this Cassidon, especially alongside this Viego as a dive buddy, this should be enough to this should almost guarantee that first reset. Time can't be damned because there's so little time to react to the Cassidon burst that you almost have to preemptively swallow someone, and that can end up going bad. So bit of a timer that Cassidon always tends to provide, but it's if they don't find that angle, it should be looking a lot nicer for Team Wales.
And I'm absolutely loving the fact that Killer Queen is starting off this split by stealing away Hio's red buff. It's what we've come to love of Killer Queen, this aggressive playstyle, and it isn't looking like he is trying to tail any of that coming into the summer split. He leaves just one chicken behind for Hio as a little present, and Hio's going to come in and realize that his camps are gone. So I think we can call that Killer Queen 1, Hio 0 right now.
Yeah, I'm surprised that went completely on red, but there you go. That's going to be a free buff to the side of Killer Queen, and should be able to convert into a 3 buff unless he decides to simply prioritize looking towards the spot side, trying to keep that pressure down. But nope, going to just head straight up to the blue buff and look to contest. He sort of underfarmed, very unhappy, underleveled perhaps, low on experience here at this crab and really put the pressure down. Corky should be able to get the push as well over the Cassidon in the early levels, just by nature of being ranged. So that should be able to bring it back pretty comfortably. Though, Glory losing out pretty heavily in the health trading.
And now you've got Killer Queen's Wukong on a red buff, Viego with a blue buff. However, it is LLT who has priority in the top lane, so Killer Queen can't risk contesting this Scuttle Crab, and it will be Hio who will win the Scuttle Crab fight.
I wasn't able to actually find an experience advantage and get to that level 4, so it's actually Hyo who's going to be completely fine as he just goes and takes both these crabs thanks to the pressure that was afforded to him by LLT and the Snarpick. So all that counter jungling has been basically undone, and they're gonna probably have to meet up again at Killer Queen's red buff for a bit of a fight, bit of a scuffle, bit of a I want my red buff back. But Ariadne in position, so 3 buff will be secured, but at the cost of the crabs.
And Killer Queen's pathing was very erratic because he went red buff, then he went over to chickens, then he went down to his chickens, and then he went back up to wolves and blue buff, and now back over to his bottom side. So it hasn't been the most, let's say, time efficient, but I think he's just been trying to get into Hio's head as we have a gank down in the bottom lane. The focus onto Easy Love, who is chunked down to half health, but Team Wales will not be able to pick up first blood.
Blown 2 summoners for free there, so that's a decent bit of pathing from Killer Queen. Managed to make his impact felt, and he gets to return comfortably to Krug. So very happy, very just completely fine. And yet that pathing did seem a little bit weird, but he was trying to play off Hyo. He knew the bot side had been completely cleared, so once it was going to predict sort of red buff and evade towards red buff from the side of Hyo. But and then he wanted to go up, contest the crab, but was a bit late, didn't have top lane pressure. Hold that thought, because Easy Love's dead.
And there's no flash on the Ezreal. Easy pickings as Killer Queen makes his return gank to the bottom lane. First blood of Summer Split for Team Wales.
Yeah, playing the mind games. They probably expected after that first gank, oh, he'll get Krugs, he'll reset. That's pretty standard fare. Killer Queen gets Krugs, comes right back as Hyo, sorry, not Hyo. Easy Love just pushes up the lane a little bit too far, and he can't get out without that flash. So first blood going over. Monkey's happy. Santa's happy to get some gold in her pockets. And we are well on our way to a good start.
This is exactly how Team Wales would have wanted to start their split. AS having a think about starting on the Drake as he makes his way over. Killer Queen on the top side of the map, so this should be relatively uncontested then for AS Esports.
Yeah, also grabbing that push in mid will 100% secure that, playing well off the reset of the enemy bot lane. So that is going to be something back for ASE and starts the dragon stacking, which if they get that sort of under pocket, it's very comfortable for them. And a good dive from CBL to force the heal early. It's not heal. The arcane shift
Okay,
early.
shift, yeah.
I went for E and then said heal. I don't know how.
I mean, the Devour, oh, sorry, not the Devour, the Abyssal Dive was on point from CBL, then the Arcane Shift practically straight into the Last Embrace from the center, and the Chain CC was flawless from the side of Team Wales, as Killer Queen and Hero are just duking it out over on the chickens, and Killer Queen saying, hey, I want some of these. Both mid laners are level 6, and 2T's just taking so much damage from this Corky poke, but then Rift walks in, and the trade is somewhat equalized.
Yeah, Glory has to be a little bit careful considering he has no mana. Has enough for a Valkyrie, so he's going to be okay there, but junglers are going to clash now. It's Killer Queen. He's still invading. Why was he at the red buff?
This is how Killer Queen loves to play the game, though, Marby. And now he's got a team that is facilitating him with Nagia following up on this invade. LLT doesn't want to come down. Your mid lane is duking it out. Glory relatively low. Force with Valkyrie under his tower. No mana left. Flashes away and 2T will die on the tower dive as Glory picks up the kill. In the bottom lane, we have an Abyssal Dive coming through. Easy Love taking a lot of damage. One more auto will be enough. And it is the Q to pick up the kill. Team Wales go 3-0.
And the durability patch coming in great for Glory there. Extra tower damage, extra survivability, saving his life. And coming into this, I was saying, ASE's bot lane could be what they need to come alive and take down. That should be the point of pressure against perhaps a weaker Wales bot lane. As we just see here, 2T gets a little bit cocky, goes under the tower against a no mana Corky, but still has flash and can get away from the melee.
The thing is, I can't blame 2T for that play because it looked like it was going to work, and I can't fault that kind of aggressive play, Marby.
It's such a game of inches there that
yes,
if it had worked out, it would have looked great. But unfortunately, it looked goofy. He didn't get it.
Yeah,
maybe it probably wouldn't have been worth because it would have been a likely 1-for-1, but. Any gold onto Cassidy, any extra experience onto Cassidy is good, so love the idea. Unfortunately, you just forgot what patch you're playing on.
Yeah. Well, now Hero is trying to steal away a couple of Raptors. Glory's going to make his way down, and Hero's going to be finding himself in a 1v2 very shortly. As the Viego already down onto half health. A Phosphor Bomb doing a lot of work. Missile Barrage, one more! Hero just gets out of range.
Just out of range. And you're gonna get a little bit punished, but no one else cleared that chicken out, so that camp's gonna take a while to reset, but it does open up Wolves, taking the pressure. Ariadne linking up with his jungler very well. And Ariadne, please stick around and get your free souls. Please. No? Okay.
Souls are overrated.
Anyway. Lots of pressure gained from that invade from here. They're doing well. They're trying to capitalize.
So, first Rift Herald of the game has been secured by Killer Queen. Where would you like to see that Rift Herald being dropped down, Marby?
I always like to see it go to the center, mostly because Senna loves gold and she's not on a budget right now. Can't quite get as much as she would like usually, but that said, we are also seeing this scaling, like pure support center, likely going for those that Umbral Glaive, the Eclipse. So it may just be worth trying to get some help into your Gwen, who is kind of struggling at the moment. Lost a tower plate down to about 10 CS. And just try and bounce her back into the game, get her towards that late game threat she can definitely be. I think top would be
look at this, Marby.
Point of preference.
Two-man roam from Hero and 2T looking towards this bottom side, but 2T makes his way back up to the mid lane. And you can see that AS Esports are searching for a way back into this game as 2T getting a favorable trade onto Glory's Corky.
Yeah, it's coming out really well for this cast and being able to nullify a decent amount of that magic damage that Corki provides with his Qs. So it's actually coming out. He's winning a lot of the health trades, even though he's down in CS, as top should dissipate in this fight. We're still looking to see where this Wukong wants to go. Might be making a peek towards second dragon on this off this reset with Varietti, but it would just be a Cloud Drake, and it would delay the game, which both teams kind of want to scale, but I feel like this Caston tips it just Caston Unimi tips the scaling game towards ASA, and that could be a problem for them if they just want to stall this game out and let it go.
It's
But it
weird
does.
because when I look at the scaling, I feel like there's parts of scaling that favor AS, parts that favor the side of Team Wales. Because you look at Corki and you think, okay, once you get to late game, I feel that the poke from the Corki is going to be that little bit stronger than the poke from the Ezreal. But then you've got the Kassadin, and maybe the all-in team fights from Tuti are going to be stronger than that of Nagia on the Gwen.
Now we see package used very, very early. As I mean, it's not really much going to happen as True Shot Barrage comes through. Nothing should come of it, but Killer Queen, he's here in mid lane. Booty's not careful. They could have gone for it, but just going to be a Herald drop.
Yeah,
Stick
Easy
around
Love,
for that.
unlucky that the True Shot Barrage did not land onto Glory. Glory needs to be careful because Hero is here and looking to trade onto the Corki, but that's some nice tower plates going the way of Glory and Killer Queen. This Glory will just wait for this next wave to crash under the outer tower in the mid lane.
This is going to be the third red buff in a row Killer Queen takes away from here. He has had this. He has had his eyes on this timer all game. This is what Killer Queen wants to do. He doesn't actually want to play League of Legends. He just wants to play eat the red buff, and he's doing a very good job of it right now. But yeah, the spot lane is winning on its own. It's doing fantastically. Mid lane is fairly close, a small advantage to Glory, but which has just increased even more with the tower, and it's going to get bigger.
You can Rift walk away, but the Cyclone will still come through. Dawning Shadow! And I think the burn was going to kill him anyway, but Killer Queen says, no, I want the kill. Flashes forward to pick up his second kill of the game.
Yeah, bit of miscommunication because Glory also flashed for it, and would have been better to have it on the.
Okay, Bobby, it's the first game of the split. They're allowed some miscommunications.
Sure, but either way, Ariadne pretty sitting comfy in a 1v2 was going fine in that. Now CBL has to be careful. There's Viego.
Well, in comes Viego, a 2v3, but CBL is a very tanky Toad, and in the end, Ariete does so much damage onto here, he forces him away. I want to do a little bit of calling out here, Marby, and I might get flamed for that. Oh, the True Shot Barrage. Ariete is lucky to be alive. Had the heal, so he's sturdy on that heel finger.
Yeah, very close to going down there, but should be fine. The tower should be safe with a monkey in the area. Oh, no, but monkey's going to leave the toad alone, so it's fine. It's fine. Everything's going great.
So I said I was going to do some calling out. I want to call out Beast. Now, I love Beast, but when we were on the podcast and we were talking about the split, we were talking about durability patch. And what we essentially said is, it's the durability patch, but hey, this is Vietnam. We're still going to be getting 1 kill per minute. We don't have 1 kill per minute, and I'm actually happy about this, Marby, because it's a little bit of sense. And I don't know if that's because this is the first game of the split, so teams are just easing their ways in, or if this is just maybe a new style that we're going to be seeing here in the VCS.
I think it will be a little bit of who the teams are that are playing, plus compositions. These teams have, for this game at the very least, foregone those big engage tools, like outside of the Wukong and the Nine. That's going to slow the game down quite a lot, just naturally. I do expect to see some Callista, Amumu's, Callista Nautiluses popping up eventually, and then we should return to the normalcy of far too many kills to keep track of, but we have slowed it down a little bit. We're not purely in insanity, and that's good. That is good. I like to see diversity coming into the league from the patch, but we do have to hope it's not going to be a poor little LCK situation where we don't get a kill until 38 minutes or whatever that horrible game was. Thankfully, we're not there. Team Wales 4-0, very healthy start from them, and just getting a good tower push from that Rift Herald should open up their ability to control this vision and push in and get these side lane towers pretty much as their heart content, as they want with their heart's content.
Now, AS Esports were able to pick up the first tower of the game, but Team Wales, with that second Rift Herald, dropped it in the mid lane. They were able to get 2 towers, so it's somewhat even in terms of the overall goal. Well, actually, a little bit in favor of Team Wales. Now, we do have a Hextech Soul, a Hextech Rift, Marby, and that's my favorite Rift because of the Hex gates, or the Hextech gates, I can't remember which ones they're called, it means that teams can get to Drakes, get to Barons a lot quicker, a lot easier. It means that we often see more fights around the objectives.
Yeah, we're going to see 2T dive straight into 3 members, but he gets to be casted in about it. So he's not in too much trouble, but that will sort of show that Team Wales are in prime position to pick this up. Nagia has to try and run away from 3.
Well, it's an aggressive heartbreaker over the wall from here, but Nagia just drops down the Hallowed Mist and makes his way under tower. Didn't even need to burn the ghost. This could be a 3-man dive from AS Esports, flashing forward, landing the stun. Nagia on the run, but nowhere to go. The Dawning Shadow arrives too late, and AS Esports get their first kill of the game.
Yeah, they're going to get that. They can't get the tower thanks to the teleport coming up from Glory, or CBL, actually. I take that back. But now it's actually Wales looking to try and punish, but they're not going to be able to. So a little bit of time wasted trying to retaliate when just take the trade for the dragon. That's fine. That's healthy. You want to get close to that, give you that little bit of an extra push, because that AoE slow that can come out from that soul on Glory's poke should be absolutely absurd and could make it a nightmare to teamfight for ASE. But as it is, they've wasted time. Just lets this caster and get to freely push and freely steal Krugs. And you don't want that.
And 2T is getting very close to his Seraph's Embrace or Archangel Staff. He's almost got his 360 stacks. So we'll be getting his second item. We'll be getting his tier 2 boots soon, and is at level 12. You're waiting for that magical level 16. And there comes the Archangel Staff now completed for 2T.
I have to say, there is a small problem for Team Wales, and that is a level 7 Ariete. He has 2 levels behind Zin. That's not good. We want, I know it's pretty much fully support center at this point, so it's not going to be the big damage threat that has been in other times, but you still do rely a decent amount on the center's sort of ability to try and out-gold, outmatch an enemy support. That's half her value, getting that extra golden value from souls. So being this far down kind of hurts. Kind of puts a dampener on that, especially because that's at very even breakpoints in terms of items as well, with a full mythic compared to just a legendary and a whatever that is.
And I really want to take this opportunity to praise AS Esports because they've not been baited into overly fighting. Yes, they were 4 kills to 0 down, but they've never bitten off more than they can chew. They've taken those losses and they've said, look, we dropped a kill, that's fine. We're not going to try to coin flip to get back into this game, apart from maybe that 2T tower dive onto Glory. But aside from that, it has been sensible. Now 2T being engaged on. There's a Cyclone, the Dawning Shadow, 2T flashing, Rift walking away, but he can't get away from Killer Queen.
Decided to attack the side lanes. The 1-3-1 was working out well for ASE, but they didn't defend it properly. Didn't have any vision down on that bot side. And even though 2T wasn't actually all that far pushed up, he still stepped away from his tower with no vision, no idea where the enemy was. Gets punished for that. And it's going to be a bit of extra pressure, forces a response from LLT, and lets CBL push very happily up this top side. Maybe we'll start to see Team Wales shift their vision to the top side and look for the same type of play again to try and take this top lane tower, or at least turn that pick into a Baron rotation.
I am looking on the bottom left of our screen just to see when that center icon pops up so we can see how many stacks Ariete currently has on the center. Because while Ariete is down on levels and down on experience. If
Hold up.
Ariete has been able to get enough souls or enough miss, I feel like maybe that could be a bit of redemption for the
Yeah, yeah. If you are linking up with your jungler and just following them around, picking up all the souls, you will fall behind on the experience a little bit, and in exchange. And with being able to catch up like this, it's not hasn't actually turned out to be too much of an issue for the side of the center. So we will need to see that soul counter come up eventually. But we are going to see a dragon come up in 45 seconds, and that might be site of an actual conflict, though they can still give it up if they are ASE and just wait, try and buy 5 more minutes for 2T to get 3 more levels, and go for that big Cassidin breakpoint, 2 items at level 16.
Well, 2T now at level 13. I'm just trying to see if there is a package available for Glory. I don't think there is. So sadly for Team Wales, they're not going to be able to have that big Valkyrie available. There's now a teleport coming through from CBL, and both teams all meeting up in the river for this Drake that has now spawned.
Push priority currently going for Team Wales. They should have a bit of vision advantage, but they haven't been able to block off the corridors. Bit of poke coming out from Ezreal. Should be able to get healed up.
Oh, Ariete
that's
being
a
chunked
lot.
down so low. It's a 6th level discrepancy. LLT going in, but the Gnarl will only find one member. The Dawning Shadow drop down. Needlework slicing through all the members of AS Esports, and it looks like Team Wales are going to be running away with this fight. Easy Love on the run, carrying a Yuumi. Abyssal Diver forward. Tongue Lash. Ezreal slowed. Ezreal with nowhere to go, and Team Wales get another. They will pick up Zin as well, and it is 4 kills for nothing for Team Wales.
Huge pickup, gonna be turned into an instant Baron. 2T manages to get away so he can go back to farming as a consolation prize, but Baron could easily convert that into a dragon as well, though maybe with the Hex Gates on the map it could be an ASE response. But either way, huge win, blows the gold lead right open for Team Wales, and they just absolutely demolished a team fight, and 2T was not able to really get anything done.
No,
Beeline
couldn't
straight for
stack
that
up those
dragon.
Riftwalks, and now has to be careful. He would have a flank position if they wanted to contest this Drake, but AS Esports will not do that. I am somewhat surprised, Marby, that AS Esports tried to contest that Drake. Considering it was only the 3rd Drake, I thought AS would say, look, we've still got a little bit more time. We can still wait for our Cassidin to get closer to level 16, get a few more items before fighting.
Yeah, I thought so too, but I think they were baited by just how low Ariete was. And then 2T just is sort of kept knocked up by the Cyclones. He can't quite get anything done with this Yuumi on his head. And that combo is meant to be the big core of what ASE do, as well as Hyur going down so early. Goodbye, Yuumi and Ezreal, with a completely wrong way final chapter. And that's going to be a very strong Baron push. LLT sort of splitting as best as he can, trying to get anything back. But he's going to be caught off by Nagia. Can 2T get anything done? Can he find an assassination, find a pick to slow this down? Does not look like it.
It's all starting to crumble for AS Esports in their first ever VCS game. Team Wales will pick up 2 inhibitors and they will make their retreat, looking to return stronger in a few minutes' time. 3 minutes 50 seconds until the next Drake. That would be Hextech Soul for Team Wales, and that is a Drake that AS Esports will definitely have to contest.
Yeah, absolutely. Hopefully for them, they will have that level 16 and be able to try and find those big moments. Look for a flank maybe this time, and it's actually just Ariete setting up, and the package from Glory, it wasn't there in the dragon fight. He picked it up late and was able to just turn it straight into that pick, into that push. Fantastic. And now they just can control this top side, take even more. This Baron power play is absolutely insane as they pick up everything off the map. If they can get this 3rd inhibitor, it's pretty much lights out for the side of ASE.
things are looking very difficult for AS Esports. And Team Wales, they might not even want to wait for that Hextech Soul. They might just look to end this game before that. Killer Queen pushing in the mid lane, and AS Esports having to deal with multiple Baron empowered waves as Team Wales now crash on to the inhibitor tower in the top lane. It's easy pickings for them. The inhibitor will be easy takings as well. And now LRT is too far forward. An abyssal dive. 2T knocked up. He rift walks. He goes golden, but he's going to die as he comes out of stasis. Though he's able to get one more rift walk off, and the Dawning Shadow will not be enough to find the kill. Nobody dead yet from the side of AS Esports, but Team Wales are healthy, and Team Wales continue their siege. The first Nexus Tower will fall in AS Esports. It's now or never. You have to make the fight. The final Nexus Tower is going to fall. Easy Love down low. Nagia forcing AS Esports back under their fountain. Team Wales continue on in the siege, and the amount of healing from the set is ridiculous. 2 members have already fallen for AS Esports, and Team Wales will take a dominant win to kickstart their VCS summer split.
Complete